I'm at the first ever British Gravel Championships where speed is key because I'm going to be racing against the fastest racers the UK has to offer. So let me take you through some of the kit and equipment that I'm going to use for the race to try and help me ride as fast as possible. So I've made it to Bury St Edmunds, or is it Bury St Edmunds? I don't know. Anyway, it's the day before the King's Cup and I've just headed out onto the course to try to familiarise myself with it. So I thought now would be the perfect opportunity to introduce you to my bike, because instead of using what free time I had in the lead up to this event, I thought I just was better off investing my time doing some research into my tech and equipment that I'm going to use for the event in order to try to help me ride as fast as possible. So let's head out onto the course, see what we've got, and as we go, I'll introduce you to some more bits of kit. So right, let's do it. See you in a minute. Now I can already hear you saying the Canyon Grail isn't exactly a new bike. I know that, of course, but it's a platform which I am very familiar with. And in terms of the course, I've done my research here because I've actually plotted the route out on Komoot, link in the description down below. And I've also used some satellite imagery to try and get familiar with the types of terrains that I'm going to be riding on. So I've decided not to use my out the front mount and use my normal bike head unit computer because I've done the research beforehand, and of course the course is waymarked. So what I'm going to use to record all of the data and my heart rate is my Wahoo watch. Now I'm also going to have this synced up to a heart rate strap so that I can get reliable heart rate data, and I record GPS straight from that, and I haven't got to worry about trying to read the data in the display from on the bike head unit, because it's going to be pretty bumpy and tricky to read in the middle of a race. So I presume I just thought I'd take it off, maybe a little bit more aero too. Right, should we go on to the next section of course and see what we got? Right, see ya. So I'm about a couple of kilometres into the lap so far, and this last section has been really fast, wide open gravel, and then we've turned onto sort of a bit of grassland, I guess. Maybe that would only happen in a gravel race in the UK. But anyway, so the section I've just finished has been fast, open, wide gravel, and that is partly the reason why I've chosen the wheel and tyre combination that I've done. So I've gone for the Zip 303 Firecrest wheel. The reason for that, now I could have picked maybe a slightly faster or more aerodynamic wheel, such as the 404 or the 808, which to be honest would look absolutely epic in this bike. But there are sections of this course which are tight and twisty and turny, so I'm going to need to brake and accelerate quite a lot. So I felt like the 303 was maybe the perfect balance for this course between lightweight and aero. And then matched up to these wheels, I've got the Pirelli Cinturato M tyre, which isn't actually their fastest rolling tyre. They do have one with a slightly less aggressive tread pattern. But the reason I went for these in a 40mm width is because they've got a little bit more grip. So around the course, we've got a few different types of surfaces. So we've got grass, we've got compact gravel, we've also got loose sandy stuff, as well as some peaty mud. And I just figured these would give me a bit more confidence in the sort of bends and the loose terrain, because I thought that could be an area I could hopefully make up time on the competition. And also, I can probably hear you asking this at home, or at least hopefully thinking it. Are they set up tubeless? Of course they're set up tubeless. It's the lightest and fastest setup available on the gravel bike, and I've got some really cool anodized oil slick valves to go with that as well. Tyre pressure, I've got them set at about 25 to 30 PSI at the moment. I'm going to finalise that as I go around the course, and the reason for that lower tyre pressure is to try and soak up some of the bumps and provide me with the best grip I can. Right, better get on with learning some more of this course. God, it's going to be a bit dark otherwise, keep stopping. See you in a bit. One of the great things about gravel racing is that the UCI pretty much has zero control over the rules. So I can ride in the Super Tuck as much as I like. I could have aero socks up to my knees. But jokes aside, I am going to ride in the Super Tuck when it's safe to do so on fast sections like this, because is going to offer a significant aerodynamic advantage over my competition and help me to ride even faster.
Yeah, about that. Basically, the UCI have just announced a couple of hours ago that there's going to be an official UCI Gravel Series and a UCI Gravel World Champs. Well, I definitely didn't see that one coming, did I? Hopefully they're not going to come after me for riding a super tuck. Whew, fingers crossed.
So let me talk to you about the gearing on my gravel bike. Now I've got a 1x chainring setup at the front and then an incredibly wide range cassette at the back. And this is in fact the standard gear setup for this bike. We've got a 42 tooth chainring at the front and then at the rear the cassette is a 10 tooth all the way up to a 50. I mean, look at the size of this cassette. Something you may be a little bit more familiar with seeing on a mountain bike, for example. Incredibly wide range, which is going to be suitable for all of the different speeds that we're going to be riding at today. Now, of course, I have studied the elevation profile of the course, and I can confirm that over the 78 kilometers or so race that there is in fact only 495.3 meters of elevation. So I maybe didn't need quite such a large range of gears or this big cassette, and I did in fact consider changing to a closer ratio cassette. However, as we all know, there is a massive shortage of bike parts in the industry, and it turns out, well, I can't beat that, so there wasn't actually any in stock, so I've had to make do with a standard setup. Fingers crossed it'll be all right, I'm sure it will, and it will serve me well for the race. Nice. Whew. Right, that's my course practice done, and I'll tell you what, I'm actually pretty happy with my equipment choices. I think it's going to serve me well for the race tomorrow. Now the sun is going down and I've waffled on for long enough, so we'll pick this back up tomorrow morning on the day of the race, where I can talk you through my nutritional strategy and also my super cool new shoes. See you in the morning. So it's the morning of the race and hopefully the sun is going to make an appearance, but let me just take the opportunity to talk you through my nutritional strategy for the race. So I'm going to have 2 500ml water bottles, one on the bike, and then I'll pick one up about halfway through the race. And then inside those, I've decided to use the Enovit Isocarb. Now, I've chosen this because it's quite a high concentration of carbohydrates. So we've got about 60 grams per water bottle, which is going to be great for the event, which should hopefully be around 2.5 hours long. And then combined in with that, I'm going to be using a selection of different gels. I'm going to use these because they're a lot easier and quicker to have on the bike, especially when we're racing over like rough terrain during the gravel race. And then, yesterday, how did I forget to talk you through my incredible new shoes? I mean, check out these. I mean, they look amazing, especially in this coral color, kind of like quite bright and pink. They've got a special 3D knit upper construction, super stiff and lightweight carbon fiber sole, twin boa dials. I mean, these are the real deal. I absolutely love them. But anyway, it's not actually that long till the start of the race, so I suppose I should probably get ready and kitted up, yeah.
That was good until
just towards the last lap, and it was lights out, shall we say. But I think I hung in for a top 10, which, if that is the case, I'm super happy about. But I think I just need a little lie down. Right. Race over, and I've got to say I am really happy with my equipment choice. If anything, the weak link was unfortunate at me. My back is incredibly sore. It was a bit of a baptism of fire, but I did really enjoy it. But if you want to have a little bit more insight into what it would be like to do your first gravel race, well, why don't you head over to the GCN channel. You can see Manon taking on her first ever gravel race. And if you enjoyed my video, give it a big thumbs up and let me know what you think of it in the comments section down below. And all that's left for me is to go and get cleaned up. See you next time.